So one guy that I think is a really in this class of players, we have a lot of offensive guys, and if you've watched my film sessions over the last couple months, you'll realize that there's a lot of offensive film sessions there. There's guys like Zach Wilson, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, Elijah Vera Tucker, and then now Justin Fields and Trey Lance. And if you saw my linebackers video, which should be out right by now if you're watching this, I highly recommend you go check it out. I had a debate about why I think Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is a better player than Micah Parsons. And I love his tape, and I'm just here to show it because we don't have a lot of defensive film out on my channel, and we're going to try and bust out some more here while we're in April. So leading off with this play right here, which is why I love Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, number 6 right here. He's 215 pounds, and he's an undersized linebacker, but what he can do is he can play Sam really well. He plays Sam for Notre Dame here. If you're not familiar with that, when we line up as a defense, we have 4-man up here. It's a 4-3 base kind of right here. You're going to have your basic corner, and 2 safeties. We don't need to care about the coverage in terms of fronts when we're talking about this. So we have the Mike right here, who's the middle linebacker. We have the Sam right here, who's the strong side outside linebacker. Assuming they're lining up by the strength of the field, which would be this, because there's more field over here than there is over here. This would be your weak side linebacker, your Will, and this would be your Sam. And you see Jeremiah JOK, we'll just call him JOK from going forward. You see him line up a lot as a Sam linebacker, and we'll get into more of that as we get through this film session. But this play right here is just, it bursts out his aggressiveness and his effort. So let's just take a look at it and let's break it down. He comes up because he reads run. It's just your automatic. It's a play action type, and he has to kind of be on the running back here. He flips his hips and turns to find the running back. Sam Howell's going to take his check down option on the screen right here. Watch the effort, though. He's coming from the 20 all the way up. That is the type of motor and the effort that I like seeing here. If we can get the other all-22 look at it, it'll probably be a lot clearer. But watch how he moves from here. He goes a lot of places on this play, and he has the athleticism to do so. He's a sideline-to-sideline playmaker, and that's a lot of the reason why I like him. Right, he has that athleticism to go compete with those upper-level wide receivers and catch these guys. That's a really good play right there that demonstrates it. Let's get forward to the cartel view. Here he is. He reads run. He's coming forward to stop the run. When he realizes that it's a pass, he's going to flip his hips right there, catch up to this running back, reads the play where it's going, and is able to get upfield. Just really good drive and effort from JOK. Right, and another reason why I really like JOK is because of his versatility. We have JOK here lined up on the weak side instead of the strong side, but he's in man coverage against the slot corner, and you can't tell me that a lot of linebackers are going to be able to go into man coverage against slot receivers like this. But JOK's athleticism and his ability holds up here. Let's check it out. He's slightly off. He's not pressed up on him, but he's a little bit off in coverage, which is going to kind of allow him to have a little bit of a cushion while this receiver gets into his release and his route tree. What he does, though, is he moves up. He kind of overextends and gets a little physical here. But he still, I think he's asked to get contact with the receiver. I mean, most linebackers are from personal experience. So he loses the contact. But what he does really well here is recovery speed. Through this guy's break, he anticipates it and stays underneath him. This kind of takes away this option for Sam Howell, the quarterback, because unless you're going to overthrow him this way, kind of like right here, it's going to be a really tough play to make without JOK coming behind that and intercepting him. That's exactly what he does here. He does a good job of botching not a good job, but he botches the initial situation and then does a good job of recovering to that. That's what I like about that. He kind of overextends there, like I said, but is able to get underneath it and does a really good job covering him in the long run. I like that play a lot. Now, what I like here is his aggression here. We're going to see a power play, so this guard is going to pull this way. The running back's going to try and get through this gap here, and while the Notre Dame defensive line does a really good job of jamming it up in the middle, its effort like this is going to really shut down the play for him, and I'll detail it when we get to it. He sees it, he's going to fill outside, which is probably where he's asked to, especially when he sees the general flow of the play going outside. He sees his guard right here, and watch how he blows the guard back into the play. Or it would be where's that guy? Okay, that's the tight end that's pulling. Never mind. Either way, let's watch it happen. So this number 7 does a good job of pushing the guard back into the play, but then JOK helps out, pushing the tight end back into the play, which interrupts the running back's path. and makes it really hard for him to get through here, and eventually stops the run. I think that's Javonte Williams, but JOK does a good job of getting inside there. He's small, but he has that aggression and willingness to get inside and be physical. This play right here is kind of showing off JOK's ability against the run. He's not going to be your run-first linebacker because he's not there. That's kind of what the Mikes do, or the Wills do. JOK is more outside as a coverage player against this tight end or a slot receiver that potentially could be outside. So his first priority is not always run. We're going to see it here. He's going to come out, he's going to get the block, get off the block, does a good job of doing so, which some people will list as a weakness because he's a little smaller. He could struggle with some bigger linemen, and I kind of agree with that, but he has that ability to be able to sweep off blocks. But then watch the aggression in the finish here. He finds the running back, yanks him, and grabs him down. He's not the heaviest kid, so he's going to struggle at times against bigger running backs, and we saw that here. He's going to need some help, but awesome job having the motor and the ability to top a big game like that. You don't love to see those, but his second effort here is really good. I like that play. Right, and again, on the very next play, we talk about instincts and we talk about being able to get off the block and find the ball. Let's watch JOK here. He's, again, kind of at a Sam linebacker depending on how the ball is spotted, but he's playing inside. He's playing tight. It's 1st and 10, and I mean, they have some good passing options out here, but you have enough guys to cover, you don't really need to. What JOK does here is he reads the play really well automatically. This guy's going to come up, and he does a good job of getting underneath the block and swimming. We'll see that here in a second, and then finding and finishing the play. He's going to come off the ball. Reads the play, it's going this way. The handoff is automatic, so he's already starting to flow this way like his other linebackers are. But he sees this guy in his path, so he does a good job of getting low right here, swimming off the block, and being in perfect position to make that play. That is what you want to do as a Sam linebacker if you're on the backside of a running play, because these guys are going to be the front run force players here. JOK is on the backside is going to have to fill and make sure the running back doesn't bounce back outside, and that's exactly what he ends up doing. If we watch number 8, Michael Carter's path here, he's going to, instead of going this way, bounce back up outside, and that's where JOK is to stop that play. Really good job reading the play and coming down to make a stop against the run, as well as getting off that block. Now moving on to an Alabama game where he faced a little bit better of competition. We're going to see Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah on this first play do a good job. He's stemming here as to not give Mac Jones a definite look of whether he's blitzing or not. Kind of confusing. Trying to keep Mac Jones on his toes here and make sure he reads the play correctly, and that's what JOK is doing here. That's why he's moving around. That's a method that I like to call stemming. You're breaking away from just sitting here. You're kind of moving around the defense and trying to confuse the offensive line's blocking schemes as well as Mac Jones. And here we see him kind of just sit there. He's blitzing, but at the same time, as he comes up the field to blitz, which is his assignment, he reads the Mac Jones is getting it out to this player right here. I don't know who that is, but he's able to split second, flip his hips, the athleticism to get upfield, take a good angle to the football, and be able to get that player down on the ground. The aggression, I like that play a lot. Shows his intelligence, his instincts, and his athleticism all kind of one, and I like that play a lot. One last play in coverage that I'm a big fan of right here is JOK. He has his man responsibility. This guy's going to go up and this guy's going to go through across the field. Watch JOK and how he has his helmet. So he's making sure he knows what the route that he's running, which is why he's keeping his eyes on this receiver right here. Once he feels comfortable with where the receiver's going and he's not going to make any other breaks, he turns his head to the football and tries to find the football if it's going his way. He's going to be alert to make a play on that. That's just high IQ play, and a really good technique to have as a man coverage player that shows he's been playing in man coverage for a while. I like that a lot, and you see it consistently as well. Right, so as we go over Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah's tape as a player, he's very consistent, and I think there's a lot of reasons why he is my linebacker 1 in this draft class. I don't love that he's undersized, and that's one of my main weaknesses for him, but elsewhere, it's hard to find a bad thing on the field about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's athletic. He's really good in coverage. He can fit in as a Sam or Will or a safety potentially if you want him to. He has that versatility. He can play well in coverage, as we saw. He plays especially well in man coverage. He can also play in zone. But he's also aggressive against the run. He doesn't make a ton of run plays, but he knows how to be in the box and play as a box linebacker, which I like to see, despite his small size. And he knows technicalities to be as a pass rusher and as getting off of blocks. We saw that one really good example against North Carolina. Again, it's really, really hard to find a really good weakness for Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's a top 10 player to me, and I feel like teams should value him as a top 10 player. I don't know if they necessarily will because of his size, but elsewhere, it's hard to find weaknesses for him just because he's really complete as a linebacker. And what I said in the linebacker video about him having a good blend of linebacker traits and athleticism rings still very true throughout the film, and I think he has a chance to be one of the top players in the league. We look back and we see like Darius Leonard or guys that are undersized that have been very successful on the next level, and I think JOK can accomplish that. I'd love to see him go to the Broncos at number 9 if there's not a quarterback on the board. He fits a lot of what we need and whatnot, but he's a good player, and I think he should go high. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate the support. Share it with your friends. We're pumping out content all April, so we're just getting into it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.